Me or something?
All right. What did it say, 9:20?
Yeah.
So you're ready, Maria?
You're good.
Okay. The Board of Direct Entry Midwifery meeting is convening at 9:20 a.m. on January 9th, 2020, at the Health Licensing Office in Salem, Oregon. I will now call roll. Meredith Klein, I'm here. Wendy Smith?
Here.
Sarah Taylor?
Here.
Beth Iva
Or no, like
is not here yet. Kelsey Fisher's on the phone.
Here.
Great. And Christine Morales.
Here.
Okay. Members, during the course of the meeting, please wait to speak until recognized by the chair. Once you have been recognized, please state your last name. Audience members are asked to sign in on the attendance roster. Public interested parties' feedback may be heard during the public interested parties' feedback period, if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is called to order. Great. So that was number 1 on our agenda. Call to order. Number 2, items for board action, approval of the agenda. So somebody needs to move to approve the agenda. I move to approve.
This is Kelsey, and I move to approve the agenda.
This is Wendy, I second.
Great. So now we can move on.
No, now you got to do it.
Roll call, green sheet.
What?
Shiny green
Vote.
sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we all have to vote to approve the
Yes,
agenda?
you have to
Wow,
vote.
okay.
Sorry.
We vote to approve approving the agenda. Okay. My Meredith Klein, aye. Wendy Smith,
Aye.
Sarah Taylor,
Aye.
Beth's not here. Kelsey Fisher,
Aye.
Christine Morales.
Aye.
So approved. Now we can move on.
Yep.
Item number 3, recognizing Colleen Forbes. For her long term on the board and for how long as the chair?
5 years.
5 years?
Oh, Beth just walked in. It is. I don't know what time it is.
Oh, it's
It was
9:23. Beth's joining us.
So we got Colleen a plaque.
Oh, guys.
Fancy.
So in recognition and appreciation for 6 years of service. She's been 2013 through 2009.
Oh, thank you.
Here, a little bit better background.
A blue wall?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that pretty?
No.
Please.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Just kidding. She can post it on the web.
Oh, jeez.
Going on the web.
Wow, thank you very much for this plaque, and for letting me do this for so long. I really, it felt really strange to walk in here and just be like, wow, I'm not doing anything, and yet it was really amazing on January 2nd when my husband was like, hey, do we get to drink that bottle of wine that was for being done with the board, because he finished a board and then like 3 months ago, and they gave him this really nice bottle of wine. I got a plaque.
Sorry.
But we drank this really lovely bottle of wine, and when he was like, hey, you're done with the board, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, that is really true. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself, but I think I'll have it. But it's really been like absolutely a pleasure to work with everybody and to do this rulemaking thing, especially. Like, I think we all really deserve a round of applause for that, because that was a lot of work, and the staff of the HLO have been amazingly supportive and instrumental in making all of that happen, and it's just been great. It's been great to know everybody. I feel like I have a little family here now, so thank you.
Here.
Thank you.
Meredith's going to do a kick-ass job as the chair. Confident.
I'll get the hang of it at some point. Does anybody else want to say anything? Colleen?
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. I mean, I think, I
you have my tremendous respect, and I know how hard you work to maintain safety and accessibility and fairness, and I think you're a super smart provider, and it's just been a real pleasure to get to know you. So thank you. We came on at the same time, and I know it's just I know what I was getting into, but yeah, it's been great to work with you.
I feel the same way, Wendy. It was a great 6 years and forever 9 months with you.
I know, and I'm so, and I think I will forever have the statement, you can't legislate common sense in my head, and I was going to make you a t-shirt, and I started designing it, and I eventually will get it done, but that was we would say that back and forth to each other.
For a lot of years.
Times, yep.
When we got stymied, we'd be like, well, you can't legislate common sense. So there it is.
Yeah.
That's a great quote.
Yes, that is that. I think that's the official Board of Direct Entry midwifery quote, and so one day it'll all on a t-shirt. But so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is Bob. We're like the family that won't go away. So for those that don't know, Colleen's agreed to be our subject matter expert. So
Wow.
she's not gone yet, but now we got to pay her.
Now
What did you say?
Now we
have to pay her.
to do this.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
So thank you for that.
It should be somewhat easy since I wrote these rules, right? I should at least know them. I better know them. That would be embarrassing.
Well, I appreciate the intelligence you brought to your position, and just knowing how much you deeply love midwifery and love direct entry midwifery, and how you kept that at the heart of the discussion at the same time as moving us through the rules process. And I thought you did the balance of that really, really well, and I appreciated it.
Thanks, Sarah.
Well, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you, since you recruited me
Sorry.
to be on the board. That's okay, and I didn't know what I was getting into. But I already had a great deal of respect for you since you were my midwife, and I already viewed you as this super smart, very confident woman, and being on the board, serving on the board with you just increased that tenfold, and it was a real pleasure and totally inspirational to see your strength and your intelligence, but your ability to you have done a great job sort of facilitating difficult conversations, right, which happens a lot with the rulemaking process, and so I appreciate your ability to be forceful and forthright about your opinions, but at the same time hold space to listen to other people's viewpoints as well without judgment or belittling them. I mean, it's a hard thing to do, and I appreciate that, and you were a great leader, and I think you'll also be able to do that.
I think you will too. Thanks for saying yes to this, Beth. I never thought you would say yes. I thought, I'm just going to throw it. Oh, there she is. Look, at the village school. 2 parents passing in the night. Hey, Beth. And she's like, yeah.
That's either my great weakness or my great superpower. But I say yes to a lot of things.
Great. Well, thank you all.
And there is a lot of food in the back that people brought, so today will be a snack day.
Yay!
Colleen cannot stay for the whole meeting, so that's why we have her recognition right at the beginning.
I have some gluten-free chocolate chip.
I'm going to grab some snacks. That sounds delish.
I hope they're good.
They're good.
Hey, you should try one.
I mean, what could be wrong with that?
Hopefully they'll taste good. It's really good.
My children.
Oh, well, no, they'll be good. If your children hated them. Oh, they're really good. There's salt on them.
Oh, I like salt.
I'm going to eavesdrop for a little while. I'm going to be a public member.
Wow. Okay, so shall we move on
Sure.
to number 4, policy administrative rule discussion and planning.
My turn.
Sammy?
So at the last meeting, There were, you guys adopted permanent rules. Very good. But there were a few items that you wanted to, that you moved forward with, but wanted to also revisit and begin the rulemaking process again. And I've listed them here in order. So diabetes currently requiring oral medications or insulin, and the twins issue, the 3 cesareans with a previous successful vaginal birth, and then again the twins issue. So I've did a schedule for you here. Go down, Maria. There. Now this is of course a fluid schedule, and basically what I need to know is how would you like to move forward with this conversation now? Do you want to start in the same type of process? I can send this to you, Wendy. So kind of give me some direction on how, if you're okay with the schedule that we have here, we'll deliberate. You can do some deliberations today. Maybe you want me to post some resources, and then the next board meeting, look at the rules again. So I'm just needing some direction. How do you guys want to move forward?
This is Sylvie. The other thing we added in here, so Kelsey on the phone, so April 8th and May 13th is a Rules Advisory Committee. So if you guys want a Rules Advisory Committee, I don't know if you need one. I said the Rules Advisory Committee already discussed this stuff, so you already have their recommendations. Whether you want us to do another one, that's kind of up to you, but we need some direction. What do you guys want to do? And it may not take this long. We don't know.
So where do we have access to the document where all the Rules Advisory Committee recommendations from before? Because that was before I was here. So I would love to refresh what did they say particularly about diabetes and et cetera.
I'll let me pull it up for you. Nope, that's not it.
Maria, you want to switch the screens over again, please?
Yeah.
Correct summary report right here. Let's see what they said about diabetes. Did they say anything? No, they never touched on that. So what they touched, I can print this for you. They touched on peer review, and then these risk assessment. If you listen, I sent you guys the tape. It was a trying Rules Advisory Committee. That's all I'm gonna say. It was trying. And it was kind of hard to understand and kind of hard to write because it was a lot of no one agreed. So it was always this was his opinion, this was this opinion. So that's kind of how I had to write it. There was never any agreement. There was never any agree or disagree. It was just disagreement. But they didn't.
So how many times did they meet?
Just once.
Just once.
But they didn't address the risk practice standards,
No, they did.
risk assessment.
So these are what they address are pre-existing conditions. But again, they didn't. It was basically midwives have this
Right.
Opinion, and the medical community had this opinion, and that was.
It is recorded, isn't that right, Sandy?
Oh yeah, it was recorded, and I yes, and then this was just the written report.
This is Wendy. I mean, as much as I really hate to have another rack, I mean, I really, really do. I think now that we have very specific points that need to be addressed, it may be useful. On the other hand, I mean, I really think that it's going to be problematic to pull it together again. But I mean, that's the thing. I think there was so much to cover during that rack that it's not realistic to think that they would have maybe hit on every point, especially if there wasn't any direction that one. Well, I mean, I think everyone could have predicted twins was going to be a problem, but I'm not sure that anybody could have predicted that diabetes with meds was going to be an issue. So it may be worthwhile given the specific points, to pull it together again, but.
I think it might make the most sense for us to see what we can agree on as a draft, and maybe then make a decision about a rack, because if it's the same thing that they've already been presented with, it might not be worth going through again. I do acknowledge what Wendy's saying, and I feel the same, but the previous rack had a lot of rules to cover, and this is a more specific thing, so we might get different information from those expert opinions. But it seems like that's maybe, if we don't have to decide today, then it might be better to decide a little bit later, once we figure out kind of what our draft is going to be of the rules, and then have them weigh in. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. This is Sylvia. The other thing too is that once you do have a draft, it has to go out for public comment. So you would normally have a rack prior to. They would give you some advice. You guys would draft the rules, and then it goes out for public comment for everybody to comment on. So if you want to do it, you can do it however you want. But if you're doing it kind of like how Kelsey's saying, there's no need for the rack, because you guys are drafting the rule, and then you're going to get all the public comment. And then you have to take all that public comment into consideration. But it's entirely up to you guys on how you want to do it.
So should we, this is Meredith, should we see what we can come up with at the February, on a February date, and then go from there? If we feel like we need the help of a rack to weigh in. And if not, then we just put them out to the public in February, because we were so efficient.
So in February, you want to actually do wordsmithing and work on the rules?
Just those three that were left over, right?
Yeah. Yes. It's 3 issues. The twins, so you guys need to figure out what you want to, how you want to deal with the whole twin issue. And then the VBAC and the diabetes.
Got it. Yeah.
So is there any research that you want us to make sure that's involved in this? Because remember, we're on a whole new rule set thing.
Can we look now and send it to Sammy?
Absolutely.
This month? Okay.
Yes, and then Sammy will send it out to everybody, make sure everybody has it, and have it be part of your resources.
You mean for us personally to do research on those issues, to send it to Sammy so everybody has the same thing?
Yes.
Yep. So we have days on it for discussion. I mean, it might be helpful for you to, I don't want to ask you if you can do it electronically, but we can figure out which sections you already have, so we don't reinvent it, but.
Yes.
Because you probably have a lot of resources on twins.
Yes.
Is that?
Well, we have a lot already.
I do have a lot. If you send it to me, I will double check and see if I already have it. How about that?
That would be good.
And you don't have to worry about it. You just send it and I'll check.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you, I mean, you don't have to approve the rule schedule. We can just start in February and just move forward. It's just kind of how my brain operates is with a vote, but it doesn't have to always be my way.
So you mean for us to vote right now to
start the rulemaking process, approve the schedule
for those 3 things on February 13th?
And just kind of leave it at that, and we'll see about the rest of the schedule down the road.
Does anybody else have anything to say about it before we vote on doing it on February 13th?
I may not be here on February 13th. I am going to Rwanda. And I'm leaving that day, but I gotta figure out what time I'm leaving.
Probably.
So this is Sylvie. I do have the calendar. Do you want to move it to, my birthday, February 6th, which is the Thursday before?
Oh, I have a rack on the 7th. I'm gonna call that day.
Or we can move it, how long are you going to be gone,
So
Wendy?
the 24th.
I still don't have my clinical rotation scheduled for this term, but so far right now that day works for me, the 6th.
What about the 27th? Could anybody do the 27th?
Do the 27th? I think I could do either.
Could you do the 27th? You're not sure?
Yeah.
Kelsey, can you do the 27th?
My February Yeah, my February is really open right now, so either of those is fine.
This is, so the 27th is open if you guys want, if you want that date.
And was that better for you than the 6th?
Yeah, I'm on call the 6th.
Okay.
So we want to move it to the 27th? Okay, so we're going to move everybody who needs to know. So Marie, you'll want to reschedule it, so they're going to move the board, February's board meeting from the 13th to the 27th. That'll give more time for research and Sammy to compile stuff. And do you want Sammy to send you just the specific rule that you guys want to address? Just that specific section?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we'll make sure that you get that, and so that, just remember, it's 3 topics.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And we'll begin wordsmithing on the 27th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so let's vote on it to make Sammy happy.
Yes.
Sarah?
You have to make what? You have to make a motion first.
Oh, somebody else has to make a motion. Don't they?
This is Kelsey. I move that we open the rules and address these issues that we've been discussing.
This is Christina, second.
Now you do the roll call.
Sarah?
Aye.
Christine? Aye. Beth?
Aye.
Wendy?
Aye.
Meredith? Aye. Kelsey? Kelsey on the phone?
Yeah.
Motion carried.
Motion carries, so now we are on item number 6. So everybody should have gotten a copy of a letter